Hello, and welcome to another podcast episode of the Walking Session podcast. Mazmila here. A disclaimer that I don't do disclaimers while I'm a psychologist. This is not therapy. You know the drill. Take what resonates with you, throw the rest out. Get your shoes, get your headphones, get your dog. I need to stop saying dog. See how I'm saying that? That really reveals the postcode I grew up in. And let's walk it out. It says a lot more about me than anyone else listening. Alrighty. I want to talk to you today about something that's been on my mind for a bit. And I feel like it's been on my mind for a bit because I haven't worked out how to make it make sense. But I think I have gotten there. I think I've figured it out. So I want to talk about the difference between the inner work and inner gaslighting. And I think it's an important conversation to have, especially in this space that we're in right now. I'm talking to you here, and hopefully you're here because you want to do some things better for yourself, for your family, for your life. Even just this walk I'm encouraging you to go on. That's already helping. You're already tap on your shoulder, right? So hopefully you're here because of that. But what I want to be mindful of, and I know this is why I always say whatever doesn't resonate with you, throw it out. I want to be really mindful that people are learning from their truth and not mine. I want to make sure that people are becoming self-aware and self-reflective for whatever that means to them, rather than oh no, like I've got to do more work here and blaming themselves. So I kind of want to start it off there because what if you're already perfect? What if in this moment you don't need to do any more work? What if you chose to accept that as you are, where you are, all good? First of all, let's sit with that. What does that feel like? But also the other thing that I want to talk about is, and I'm going to throw, I don't want to throw a shade at anyone. I just want to talk about this concept in the spiritual and new agey community around you attract what you are. And I'm not definitely not against thinking positive. I am definitely not against readjusting mindset. Heck, you probably hear me tell you some of those things. What I am not into is people blaming themselves and stressing themselves out over these concepts. An example is I've had more than one client who has developed some serious anxiety around this whole you attract what you are, and being really, really fearful about thinking negative and causing all sorts of catastrophic things in their life, not knowing how to stop thinking negative, it getting worse, and therefore them feeling like life is just going to completely fall apart because they're attracting what their thoughts are. So there's like a little bit of lots of room for this, right? There's lots of room for this. And this is why I started this off by saying you're already perfect as you are. My friend, you are supposed to have negative thoughts. When you cross the road, you look left or right because you might be dying. You might die crossing a road. That's a pretty dark thought. And you automatically look left or right just to make sure. Hey? This has served us. I mean, this is how from a basic perspective, this is how we have survived. This is what your ancestors have done. But I think what's important to mention is also that there is a lot more stuff to keep us in that space of thinking negative. So I can totally relate to why that community wants us to shift our mindset, and I'm not against that. What I am against is people being told that they've attracted certain events into their life because haven't done enough work on themselves, because they haven't it's their fault. That has happened because they didn't believe strongly enough that it won't happen, or that the alternative will happen. That's a load of shit. From someone who's practiced that and things have still happened, that's a load of shit. Also, from the basic standpoint of when I was 7, nearly 8, I was in a war. So if you attract what you are, what the fuck was I as a 7-year-old? You're telling me that I attracted that? look, we could go down the philosophical part of all the things in life happen as they're supposed to, and sure, we make the most of it. But do we think that the only way I would be an empathetic person who helps others and became a psychologist is because of what happened in that war? That's why I attracted it and I created that for myself? I don't know if I agree with that. I think this has been inside of me before that. So it's that. Let's just put that down. I'm not telling you not to throw it all out. What's the saying? Don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. I'm not telling you that. I'm just telling you to take a beat, take a breather, and really, really just chill. No matter how hard you try, you're still going to have some negative thoughts, and you're supposed to. That's just part of this journey and part of being human. Welcome. Welcome. Take a seat. Actually, don't take a seat. Keep walking. It's all part of this, right? What you're supposed to do, or if you'd like to do, is meet this space with a bit of compassion and instead of guilt, instead of going, I should have been more positive. No, there's no shoulds. Just take responsibility. Instead of taking responsibility for every situation around you, just take responsibility of and ownership of just your own peace, and just being wow, I did the best that I could with what I knew in that time, in that situation, in that season, in that place, whatever you're dealing with right now. And this is what I learned from it. And maybe you've learned nothing. Cool. It doesn't matter. But, reflect on, always objectively, just take a little step back, pretend that you're sitting on the top of the roof of your house looking at yourself in that sense, so you have a bit more perspective, and go, is there anything, if anything, that I could have done different? And look, if all you come up with is, okay, maybe I was being a little bit too negative there, sure, I'll leave that with you, as long as you're not gaslighting yourself to think that because of that you created what you did. Because we could also say that the universe, God, whatever you believe in, has conspired with us and created all these other things in our life that made us a bit negative to create what needed to happen. Where does this end? Where does it end? Please, I think the inner gaslighting is worse. Yes, it's worse than someone else gaslighting you. Because when someone else is gaslighting you, your intuition or whatever, your soul, whatever, this part of you says, that doesn't feel right. A bit of bullshit here. I don't know what it is, but it's not right. But when you're gaslighting yourself, your compass for what you need, and you're the person that, so again, throw away what doesn't align with whatever I'm saying. If you disagree with me, go tune out, go check something else out right now. Honestly, your own gaslighting, it's the worst, because that compass that only you possess, that knows what's right for you at any different time, by the way, this can change along your life path and will and should change, then that's wobbly. We don't want that to be wobbly. We need that to work. Beating yourself up, not going to help. Take a moment, take a beat, reflect objectively, not in I did this, I can't believe I did this way, and go from there. I guess I also have been trying to sit with what does it sound like? And it is what I just said, this whole I've attracted it. Maybe, or it can also be maybe I overreacted. Maybe this wasn't so bad. Yeah. Or I should be over this by now. Or I should know. I should have known better. All these shoulds. Shoulds are never good. Every psychologist will tell you that. Shoulds are no good. Replace the shoulds. It would be nice. All right, let's go with that one. I should be over this by now. It would be nice if I was over this by now. Oh, isn't that more accepting of our own? Isn't that so of our own human, I want to say? Doesn't that sound so much better in your heart? I should be over this by now versus, God, it would be nice if I was over this by now. It's so different, right? And then I was trying to sit with also why we do this. And I think there is a little bit of trauma conditioning, maybe. Or do we call it trauma conditioning? Life conditioning? Whatever rings right. Of trying to be safe by making it our fault, by making it ourselves responsible, because that gives us control, or the illusion of control. Yeah, It was me that created this. I was so negative. This was a horrible experience. If I do it different, it will never happen again. Does that make sense? I think that is part of it. I could be wrong. Please share if you have different thoughts. Maybe we've been dismissed or accepting of other opinions of us being more important than our own. Maybe we're trusting of other people's knowledge and judgment more of our own than our own. Trusting more of theirs than our own. That whole just tell me what to do and I'll do it. The other thing that came to mind is maybe we're perfectionists and we're doing this whole self-awareness stuff driven by perfectionism, which, as I always say, is then driven by a need for safety and control. Because then if everything's perfect, nothing goes wrong, I don't get hurt, perfect, life's perfect. Boring. So for no other reason, throw that shit out today because you're going to get real bored, real tired trying to be perfect. There's no such thing. Don't know one person. Have never met one. I never will. So I guess then where is this middle ground? Because I'm not discouraging you from doing inner work. I'm just encouraging you, number one, to be accepting of yourself and gentle and kind to yourself as you are with everything, all the things today, all the things you've done wrong, all shame, guilt. Yep, cool. Sit with it with curiosity, not just criticism, with curiosity of, whoa, that's interesting that happened. How else could this have gone? Where do I need to take accountability? Where do I need to hold others accountable? But not in a critical way either, just from a human, the place of human. Yeah. And I'm not talking about, let's not get this wrong. I'm not talking about, I feel like I always have to say this, maybe because I'm a little bit affected by every time I've commented on social media, people go rogue and say things like, but do we defend someone that's being a criminal and they've done the wrong thing? I'm just not talking about the extremities. You don't sit there and go, well, it wasn't my intention to hurt someone. I just shot them just to see what happens when I shoot. I'm not talking about that shit, okay? I'm talking about sitting with healthy accountability and empathy without erasing that shit happens and that I'm not responsible for it all, okay? Thank you. I don't want to be. So many people in my life and so many situations in my life that occur, and you're telling me I'm responsible for all of them? Do you know my inner perfectionist and trauma child finds real comfort in that, or I used to? That feels more comfortable to me, and that's why I've subscribed to some of this stuff before. That's way more yeah, cool. I can change it all. It feels much more vulnerable to leave it all up to something or someone and say, sometimes shit just happens and I don't know, I just choose to make it the best, choose to make it something good. I just choose to make the shit count for something and matter. That's how I make peace with it, because peace is important to me. Yeah, I guess take note. Are you questioning yourself or doubting yourself? Are you comforting yourself? Why are you doing this? What are you trying to get out of it? How much analyzing is too much? What is it that you need to fix, and what do you just need to accept? There are parts of, maybe this is an age thing. I don't know. Is this an age thing? There's probably someone 20 years older than me shaking their head going, what do you know about age? That's cool. Is it a thing where you get to a place where you're just there's certain things about me that I just need to accept? I believe in the spiritual community that's called shadow work, and I like it. I like that bit. That's just me. This is actually not me. I'm pretty punctual, but I'm never going to be on time. That's just me. And if you're in me and is that something you need to accept about yourself? And there's another way around it, or is it, I don't know. I think I often talk about that I do go deep and I do question and I do want to know why. I have a very curious mind, and that's just me, and I probably annoy the shit out of some people, and that's just me. And that's cool, but that's just me. Anyway. Sit with today. Is this inner work? Whatever situation you've come here today with, is this something that I need to reflect on? Is this something I need to be accountable for? Is this something that I need to take responsibility for? Or is this just one of those things that's happened and I actually dealt with it pretty good given all things? I'm going to put, as always, lots of other prompts in this one because I think it needs to go a little bit deeper to find out why you're doing it. Like I said, all those whys. So if you want to go a little bit deeper, jump on walkingsession.com.au, jump into the Walking Session Crew membership. It's for free. I call it a membership because it continuously gets updated. I call it a membership because it's lots of resources in one place. So that's the easiest way to stay on top of it for my season in life right now. So that's what it is. If you want it, go there, grab it, share, like, do all those things. I really, really do appreciate them, and just helps me know that I'm on track. I do like to know that I'm helping because I want to make sure these hit home with you. But if you don't let me know, I'll probably just keep yapping away anyway. So it's all good. It's all good. All right, leaving that one there. I hope you're still walking. Enjoy. Deep breaths. See you next time. Peace.